Are you ready to grow your garden from scratch? Welcome to today's video on seed starting for beginners. In this video, I will take you on a journey through everything that you need to know to get your seeds off to the best start possible. Here are the basic supplies that you will need to get started. First and foremost, you need something to plant the seeds in. And although I'm starting with these cell packs, you can honestly start with anything you have available in your house. It can be egg cartons, small peat pots, even milk cartons or old plastic bottles can be used. For potting soil, I definitely recommend an organic seed starter mix. I use a bottom tray in which I can line up all the cell packs and then just water through the bottom tray itself. This means that the seeds don't get displaced every time I'm watering from the top. I also used a heat mat last year for the first time and I really liked the germination results, so I'm going to use one again this year. The temperature of soil needs to be around 70 degrees Fahrenheit for maximizing your germination rate. The next thing you need is seed packets, labels, a Sharpie, and vermiculite. What is the perfect time to start? If you start too early, you are in danger of getting the tender seedlings killed by frost, or you have to keep repotting them in larger pots until your ground warms up. If you start too late, then they won't have enough time in the season to grow and produce vegetables for you. A lot of the times the seed packets would say that you have to grow it 6 to 8 weeks or 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost date. But how do you know what is the last frost date in your area? You can find your last frost date online on sites like the Almanac. This is the website and I will also have it down in the description below. You can go into this website, enter your zip code and get your first and last frost date. Prepping the soil. First of all, wet the soil with water. It should have enough water in it where it feels moist to the hand, but the water is not runny. Add the soil to the trays and tap the trays a little for the soil to settle in the tray. Don't press the soil into each cell. Make sure your labels are ready with the variety before you start sowing the seeds in it. Sometimes I have sown seeds and completely forgotten what I had sown in those packets, especially if you're doing a lot of trays. Make holes in each cell with your finger or even today in my case, the back of a spoon. A general rule is to plant the seed to a depth twice its size, dropping about 3 seeds into each hole because I just want to make sure I maximize my rate of germination. If the germination is about 70 to 80% for each seed, if I'm dropping about 2 to 3 seeds in each hole, it just gives me a higher probability of getting the seedling itself. Cover the tray with a light dusting of fine vermiculite or seed starting mix, making sure that all the seeds are covered. Seed trays should not be watered from overhead until the plants have their first true set of leaves, as one strong blast from the hose will wash these tiny seeds away. Especially if you're planting any of the brassicas, the seeds are so tiny that with one spray of water, they can just get dispersed. Cover the trays with a clear plastic dome and set onto a 70-degree Fahrenheit or 21 degrees Celsius heat mat or in a warm corner of the house that is consistently above 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius. I don't have a plastic dome. I don't know where I lost it last year. So today I'm just using cling wrap over the trays. Check trays daily and once seeds have sprouted, remove the plastic dome lids or in my case the cling wrap and move the tray off the heat mat to a bright space such as a greenhouse or under fluorescent lights. If using lights, make sure they are suspended a few inches above the seedlings and put on a timer, making sure to give the plants 14 to 16 hours of light a day. As the plants get taller, be sure to keep raising the lights so that they're 2 to 3 inches above the tallest plant. If you don't want to use grow lights, you can absolutely keep these in a bright window where the seeds are getting indirect light throughout the day. Check seedlings daily and water when the soil appears dry. As the young plants grow, they need to be fed. Follow the label instructions and add correct amount of liquid seaweed or fish emulsion to your watering can and drench plants weekly. I adore using liquid seaweed because I have found the best results using that on my little seedlings. When the seedlings outgrow their trays, either repot them into larger containers or if the weather is warm enough, start transitioning them outdoors. It is important to harden off young plants before putting them into the garden. Otherwise, they will be shocked by the sudden change in temperature. Set the trays in a sheltered spot outside, increasing the amount of time they're out each day. This helps the young plants acclimate to outdoor temperature fluctuations. Once all danger of frost has passed, they can be planted into the garden. Also, make sure you're planting for the right season of crops. For example, cool season crops like broccoli, cabbage, kale, kohlrabi, peas, and spinach, to name a few, and warm season crops like cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, squashes, corns, and eggplants. Usually you can find this information on the back of the seed packet. I would also recommend checking if you can start the seeds indoors or they need to be directly sown. A great example for this is carrots, where they do the best when they are directly sown. They don't like to be transplanted. I hope this helped you plant your first set of seeds today. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And if you want to see how I converted my vegetable garden in just 60 days, click on this video.